Hello, this is Carson Cook, your CSO Pro, and welcome to the channel. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you won't miss any of our future uploads. Enjoy the video.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Again, my name is Carson Cook. Welcome back to the CSO Pro. And today what we're going to be talking about is a very, very cool topic. It's how to communicate with gatekeepers. Now, a lot of sales professionals that are out there, whether you're young or you've been in sales for a very long time, this is a common issue that is talked about and trained on a lot, and it's dealing with the gatekeeper. Now, the gatekeeper, guys, is the person, if we don't know or if we're new to sales, the gatekeeper is the person that is put in place in front of you that holds the keys for you to getting in front of the person or the decision maker to make that sale. So the gatekeeper could be the receptionist, the gatekeeper could be the manager, the person that's basically kind of inhibiting you to continue your work and to continue your job. So what we're here to do today, guys, we're going to talk about how do you communicate with the gatekeeper. Okay, this person is in the way of you conducting your sale, right? So what I see is a lot of sales veterans. Sales veterans or people making sales make very, very big mistakes on how and the thought process behind communicating with the gatekeeper. Now, the gatekeeper is called the gatekeeper because they hold the keys to the gate, right? They hold the keys to you completing your deal, getting in front of the person that's able to make that decision, whether it's the owner of that business or the client, or getting in front of the board, right? So if you have to get in front of the board to make the sale, or if you have to get in front of someone to actually conduct the rest of the sale, to give your presentation, we have to talk with the gatekeeper. They're the person on the phone that says that the owner's not there. They're not, the owner of that business. If you're in B2B sales, that person is put in place for this, right? So that's their whole job, as kind of a front end, the first line of defense before, it's a screening process. They put this person in place to screen out everybody else, and whoever has a good enough pitch, then therefore gets past the gatekeeper, and then they get to speak with the owner. This happens a lot. Now, the issue with this is that we often communicate with the gatekeeper in a very, very, in the wrong sort of fashion. We act as if that, by some sort of magical circumstance, that gatekeeper is going to sell for you, or they're going to, give a solid presentation to the owner, and then the owner is going to have the conversation with you, or the board of directors is going to have the conversation with you. So sometimes you kind of have to earn that presentation, right? Well, not all the time. Guys, dealing with a gatekeeper can be very fast. It needs to be very direct, very concise, and it needs to not be your pitch. So I want us to think about how do we communicate with this gatekeeper. We're going to talk about 3 different things that you need to keep in the back of your mind when you're dealing with a gatekeeper. Okay, and what these 3 things in the back of your mind are going to help you do, okay, is it's going to help you really focus in on how you should communicate with gatekeepers so that you effectively can get in front of the decision maker, the person that can sign the paperwork as fast as possible. So this thought process, what we need to think about, the first one is, does the gatekeeper sign the paperwork? Okay, the board of directors is going to sign the paperwork. The people buying the home is going to sign the paperwork. The person buying the car is going to sign the paperwork. And if you ask that question, do they sign the paperwork? Okay, essentially they are a gatekeeper. Even though if they're a heavy decision maker, they're not necessarily the ones that have the ability to actually complete the rest of the process. So you got to be very, very, very careful. Gatekeepers will do this. Even if someone's on your lot buying a car and it's the wife, but the person that actually is going to sign the paperwork is going to be the husband, then you need both the wife and the husband there at the same time. You don't want to give the presentation twice because then you cause more errors in communication. It's the same thing with giving your presentation to the manager. So if they do not sign, okay, then you don't need to give your full pitch. We need to give what we call the carrots, or the first part. The carrots are, the carrots to the rabbit, right? What are the best parts of your presentation? What are the best parts of your product and best parts of your company? That's what you're going to give the gatekeeper. So if you answer that question, you say, do they sign? And they say, no, they're not the person that signs, then you don't need to give your full presentation. Now, a lot of sales training, they're going to say, well, what you need to do is you need to go in and you need to make friends with the gatekeeper, and you should. But if it's a longer term sale, you need to make friends with the gatekeeper, get to know them, build up a lot of rapport so that they might actually do that rest of the job. Ask for a favor for you. Go get the owner, say, hey, this is a really nice guy outside. Can you come and talk to him for a little bit? Or, hey, I really like the salesman. And that's great. You do need to do that. But at the end of the day, guys, if they don't sign, you don't need to give all your PowerPoints, your sledgehammer points to your sale that you can do. You don't need to deliver that information to a gatekeeper. The product is not going to sell itself. And that's what we talk about with this, is that when you think of do they sign, no, they don't sign, you're not going to convince someone else so that they can convince everybody else. Because what's going to happen is you can go that route, but it's going to take you 5 weeks, a year. or a couple months to sell that deal. And, we want to work on a fast-paced scenario, right? We're not the person closing 15 deals per month. We're the ones that are closing 40 deals per month. Okay, we need to build up a sense of urgency and get a timeline. So the faster you can get past the gatekeeper and effectively find out what your target and your goal is, then the faster you can make that sale. It's pretty simple. The next thing, guys, that we want to talk about with this is that why do you let them sell for you? You need to realize that is that you spend a lot of time on this YouTube channel, I hope, learning about sales. You spend a lot of time reading books. You spend a lot of time with your company training you on how to communicate. They've spent tons of money. Companies spend tons of money on training you as a professional salesperson. And 99 times out of 100, that gatekeeper is not a sales professional. So if we go back to our communication model, our basic communication model, and you understand how communication works, what you're essentially doing if you give out too much of your pitch and you give out too much information to a gatekeeper, you're letting them sell your product for you. Why would you let an untrained person who doesn't work for your company, sell for you and put your paycheck in their hands? Now, sales, guys, is all about third-party decision making. If someone makes a decision and you're persuasive enough and the product's good enough and it fits them and you meet their concerns and they're happy and you're happy, then you get paid. Okay, and that's the problem. You have to rely on other people. So the best way when you rely on other people for your paycheck at home, is to not add in more people. Is to not add in many other communication methods, add in more people to make a decision. And when people do this and they involve the whole group, I'm not saying don't involve the whole group. You need to involve the whole group to meet all the concerns. But as far as for a gatekeeper, you never need to put a gatekeeper in a position to where, let me talk with the owner, I'll take all this information and I'll present it to the board. I'll take all this information and I'll present it to the owner. You don't want to be caught in that situation. You're trained on how to present your company properly and how to present your product. This gatekeeper is not. They're not a trained sales professional. They work the front desk. Their whole job is to filter out people like you. So yes, you need to sell them a little bit. You need to build up a little bit of rapport, but you don't need to give your full pitch. So just ask yourself, why would you let them sell? Why would you let the gatekeeper sell? Your whole goal is not to let them sell your product. Your whole goal is to sell yourself to them so that they can give you an opportunity to get in front of the person that's going to actually sign the paperwork. And that brings us to point 3, is you need to keep in mind your overall goal. So when you're prospecting, right, your goal might not be to sell your actual product. Your prospecting might be to sell a different product. That product is getting an opportunity to get in front of the people to sell your product, which means that when you're out prospecting or you're dealing with gatekeepers, your goal is not to sell for your company. It's not to sell your product. It's to sell an opportunity to sell your product. I know that's sound a little bit confusing, but if that's going to be your product for the day, that should be your goal. Today, I'm not going to go out and sell that car. Today, I'm not going to go out and sell processing. Today, I'm not going to go out and sell real estate. Today, I'm not going to go out and sell this to the board. I'm not going to go out and sell an airplane or commercial real estate building or whatever I'm going to sell because I don't have that opportunity to get in front of a decision maker. So your product, that boxed product that you're going to sell, that thing that you're going to sell is an opportunity to sell. That's it. So your whole mindset needs to be about, what can I do to sell this product? Well, this product that I'm going to sell to the gatekeeper, with the end all result, this product I'm selling them, the benefits that I'm selling them, is just an appointment to get in front of the owner, the appointment to get in front of the decision maker. So it doesn't have to deal with the bullet points of my product. Yes, it does, a little bit. But other than that, every sentence that comes out of my mouth, every communication stream is going to circle back around the fact that my end-all product that I'm selling, that I want to achieve, that mountain I want to climb to get to the top, is I need an appointment in front of the owner. I need an appointment in front of the decision maker. That's the product I'm delivering. That's the thing I'm professionally communicating. That's the thing that I'm selling. So keep in mind your goal, guys. When you're communicating with the gatekeepers, you're not selling your product for your company. You're also not selling your company. You will mention your company. You will sell a little bit about the product. But your main communication outlets, your main communication objectives, and your main persuasive communication comments need to be around your goal. And that goal is that product, this product that you have, this nice little box, this whatever you're selling, that box, this thing, this product you're selling is just an opportunity to get in front of the owner. Same thing with phone calls. If you're not on the phone with the owner, that whole call now doesn't become around pitching your product. It becomes getting an opportunity to either speak with, or communicate with the decision maker, the person that is able to sign the paperwork. So that's one of the 3 things that you need to really think about. Keeping that goal in mind is that it should be like a light switch, off and on. Am I selling the product right now to someone who can't buy it? Turn it off. now your whole objective, your mission, if you were playing a video game, boop, it changes. Your objective changes to get in front of the decision maker. So whatever you need to do, that's your job. You need to get past the gatekeeper. You need to communicate with them in a way that expresses the truth. And it's not rude to actually tell the gatekeeper to say, I appreciate this. We've spoken a lot. I really, John, Judy, I really like you. This has been great. I know we've talked several times, but my real objective here is to actually, I need to get in front of the owner, Terry. We got to talk about this. We've got to actually, I got to present this program to him. It's regarding this, it's regarding that. And it's very important that I achieve that. So can you please help me? Tell me what I need to do that. And can you also help me with that? So telling the truth is there. Keeping your goal in mind is that, any relevant information I can pass off to the owner for you, Carson. I can do that. That's my job. Yeah, I can pass off information, but, in order for my company to actually fulfill the job that I'm supposed to do, so you're telling them that you have to do your job. And your job is not to present all the information and give the presentation until you're in front of the person that can actually make the decision. So if you can truthfully communicate that in a very, very nice way to the gatekeeper, 9 times out of 10, they're going to basically do their job. And their job is to get you in front of the owner. That's their job, okay? And you might even sometimes say, listen, well, unfortunately, if this is a good opportunity or it's something there and it was never presented to the owner or the board correctly, they could miss out on an opportunity that later could bite the company in the butt. And I don't want you to be responsible for that. So until we actually get a full-forced no, okay, or like this product won't work, or we've analyzed it and stuff like that, I can't actually get that no from you. I actually have to get it from the person that's going to make the decision or the people that have to make that decision. Does that sound okay? 9 times out of 10, guys, you politely put it that way, they're going to get you in front of that owner so that you can at least get a no. You never want to walk out of a sale thinking, did I do a good job? Did I pitch the right person? And get a no from someone that can't really make that decision, okay? So think in mind, guys, keep in mind, make sure that we understand these 3 points when we're communicating with the gatekeepers. You'll get past a lot more gatekeepers, you'll get in front of a lot more decision makers, and you'll close more deals. So thanks again, guys, and I'll see you soon.